welcome to Red35.
And today we are visiting Mr. Clement
Lauchard.
Seriously, home. Oh,
hey,
hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
Nice to see you. Please come in.
Thank
come
you.
In.
Thank you very much.
Cool. You coming? Cheers.
Well, welcome to Red35 interview series.
Thank you very much.
Yes, glad to have you on board, and I've known you for some time now, and we met at the Leica store.
That's right. Yeah.
So of course I'm a big Leica fan, and so it's kind of natural for me to find someone who are also into Leica as well. So this is why I invited you to the show, and hopefully give a little bit insight to about events photography, which is kind of like one of your main things that you do.
That's right. Yeah.
So let's go back a little bit now. This thing, I want to talk a little bit about yourself first. So where you come from?
Well, I'm French. I came to London 13 years ago, approximately.
Yeah.
To learn English to start with, and got just for a couple of years, but got myself stuck here for a little much longer now, though.
Right. Okay. So how old were you? So when you come over?
Well, how old am I now? I was 23, I think, 22. Yeah.
All right. You still got the very sexy French accents.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, when I say I've been here for 13 years, people are like, okay, but your English isn't that good. You should have been maybe,
your English is perfect. Your English is perfect. But obviously, everyone knows you as a photographer. Is this something that that you wanted to do when you were a kid? Yeah.
Well, there was yes and no. I think there was one of my very first passion was video. Really, when I was maybe 6, 7 years old, I got my dad to buy a camera so that I could use it.
Okay.
And I did some little videos with my friends. So the visual sort of aspect of recording memories and things was here for a long time.
Okay.
But then that just went away when I started to be a teenager and started to play music. So that's started to grow my hair long, and and smoke cigarettes and play music.
Okay.
But then it started again. I think 6 years ago or 7 years ago when I went to South Africa.
Yep.
Bought myself a DSLR, and in South Africa you just
of course
it would be wrong to be able to take a bad photo. It's so beautiful.
Cool.
But that was from there that I knew that this was this is what I want to do, and just slowly reminding me that this is the passion I had a little bit.
Yeah.
Very young, wanting to capture moments. I remember thinking when I was young, what is the best, photography or video? To capture. So when you're a child, video makes more sense. This is what you want to do.
Because it's moving.
Because it's moving, and you record the actual moment. But then slowly I discovered that actually photography can do a better job.
So instead of like a moment, a moving picture, you want to have a freeze frame.
Something that actually does as much to a video than a video, and also being able to sort of imagine even more behind it, what really happens at that precise moment. Okay,
but what were you photographing when you're in Africa?
Well, I went to a safari. I was basically playing around with the DSLR for the first time.
Yeah.
Something I've wanted for a long time without being passionate about.
Yeah.
But I went there. I'm going to far away country, and it's going to be beautiful. I need a camera. That's often when people buy their first camera. It's when they're traveling far away. So, but came back and was very amazed with the results.
Okay.
I mean, not that I would be very proud of showing you now.
Sure.
But at the time, I was very satisfied, so I thought I'll carry on.
Okay. So that's kind of how you got back into photography.
Exactly.
And then, but how did you kind of start your event thing?
Well, it started slowly, I guess. You get into this sort of real full-time passion. So every evening I would spend, I would go to bed very late, having spent at least 2-3 hours on YouTube checking out videos on how to, understand light, how to use your camera, how to, following photographers and things like this. And then slowly you get to, you carry your camera every time you see your friends, and your friends start to know about it. And then they ask you, would you take pictures of my wedding? They probably didn't have any budget for their photography, I guess, because asking me at the time was quite risky.
Sure.
I didn't have the experience. I thought, let's do it. And started doing this quite, for free or at the beginning all the time, and really starting enjoying it. For maybe there's
something
to do there. There's maybe a job out there doing this. So I think following your passion is
of course do what you love.
Message exactly. Go, and don't hesitate. Yeah.
No, that's good. That's really good. And like obviously events is kind of one of your main parts of your photography. And I know that you mentioned about wedding, so you did a little bit of wedding as well.
That's right.
Is this something you continue doing as well, the wedding side of it?
I try to do it not too often, because this is something I really want to keep doing, but it is something I want to do on a slow basis. I don't want to be doing a wedding every 2 weeks or so, and becoming sort of like a machine. And because after weddings, even though there'll be difference between these weddings, they're always the same. It's very much that, and it's trying not to get bored of what you're doing. Also, and trying not to bring up the same ideas of photos from a wedding to another one. So I do approximately 5-6 weddings a year, and no more than that. And trying to be original and trying to reinvent myself every time, and not trying to think, oh, I'm going to do that shot because I've done it the last wedding and the one before, and I know it works and people are happy. That's not what I want. I want to make people happy for sure, but I don't want. I want to be new every time. I want to try it as much as I can.
When people see the picture, they know it's different. Yes.
That's it. And then it's their wedding. It relates to their day and not to my sort of only experience. Yeah.
Well, in your opinion, to me, at least, wedding is an event as well.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, compared to wedding to, let's say a music gig.
Yes.
Like, what can you see, that, like, the differences or the common things that you see in between them?
I think the common thing, which I really enjoy in photography, which I will just sort of make it more general and call it as a documentary photography, which is basically being there, discreet, not interact with the moment. And report it, make it on, appearing in your camera, so that it's something. That's the link in between all. It's nothing posed. It's all in the moment, and just whatever happens, and the picture.
So it's very candid, very candid. It's very random, spontaneous.
Try as much.
Okay. And what sort of equipment do you use these days?
I use Leica for over 6 months, 8 months now or so, and really love it. Yeah, really love it.
So that is your main tool now?
That's my main tool now. Yes. It's definitely a big investment, but it's definitely worth it when you're professional. Yeah. If you want to aim for something, you start slowly, of course, but then add up equipment on top of it. Yep. And yes, the quality of the camera itself, the quality of the image, the other lenses that make, and also
because they do have a very unique appearance. The image.
Yes.
It has a very unique look of it.
The time spent behind my computer in post production. Is twice less than it used to be. It's a lot easier. The image look great straight away. There's a little bit of contrast, a bit of shadow that you work around with. That's it. I used to work so hard and take so long behind my computer after a shoot, and that's not what you want. If you have a camera,
of course. Especially if you do it professionally, you're shooting day in, day out. You're going to end up thousands of images every month, and then you just quicker the better.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And some events that I do also with sort of fashion brands, they want the photos the next few hours. And that's really take my laptop after the event and just do it on the spot. Go through selection and have them toned a little bit, and then that's it. Okay. It's all ready.
Yeah. And what particular camera are you using now for Leica?
The SL.
The SL.
Leica SL, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And do you just use one lens or a couple of different lenses?
I have the sort of zoom lens, 24 to 90, that has autofocus. Yeah. So that is very good if I use a flash and some sort of like fashion events, I would say, or in backstage photography, if I did get to take photos on stage, I would use that lens because it's you do need some light a little bit for that lens. But otherwise, I use the some M lenses. because you can adapt any lenses. It's a mirrorless camera. The M lenses, I have a 28mm and a 50mm.
Yep.
So then I love using manual focus in general.
Yep.
It just opens up on creativity, I think. It's very easy and could be much faster than any autofocus. And enables you to anticipate.
Of course.
And just being surprising yourself really with some great stuff, I think.
Yeah. So which one do you prefer, autofocus or manual focus?
I mean, if I do backstage, if I do for wedding, I would definitely prefer manual focus.
Yeah.
And if I do events in general, where I need to use a flash on camera, I use the autofocus.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting to know.
Yeah, that's my sort of. Yeah,
I'm a kind of like 100% manual focus man. So
okay,
yeah, because the M has no autofocus. Though.
That's right. I mean, I could have tried, but I like the fact that it's a zoom lens. I think in the events, you can do portrait as you can do something wide.
Yeah.
And you don't have to change the lens, and you don't have to have two cameras, and that's very
sure.
It's very convenient. Yeah.
That's an interesting question I'm going to ask you. Do you consider yourself an artist or a photographer?
It is interesting. I guess I don't know. I wouldn't know really what's I do believe every photographer would be an artist, but then an artist. I do hope to become an artist, I guess.
Yeah.
I do want to probably leave a legacy somewhere and see like this is what I've done. I don't know. I don't know. I do try to think differently and try to be,
Because you mentioned about creativity and things like that.
I guess that's what it is. I think an artist probably is what you are an artist. I think if you try to go think outside the box and try to get something different to what everybody would do. If you find yourself in a position and have a great shot in front of you, you'd be like, I can do that angle, I can do that way of shooting, of settings or whatever. But this is what everybody would do.
Yeah.
What can I do? What can I do with what I've learned in the way I do and the way I want to even make more interesting and more intriguing maybe. That's probably where you will find yourself probably more artistic. I don't know.
When you have a sort of distinctive style and vision, and people can associate, when they see an image, they will say, "Oh, that's Clement who did it."
Yeah, that's probably what, when you become maybe an artist. I don't know.
Yes,
that's not.
I think so.
I haven't really studied the meaning of what an artist or photographer.
Well, I think you are.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, I take this as a compliment. That's probably a dream, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, well,
that's what
I think that's any photographer's dream.
Yes.
Ultimately, they want to have their own distinctive styles, and like I mentioned, when people see your images, they know it's your work, and I think at that point, people definitely associate you as an artist because. I think that's probably the ultimate achievement of any photographers.
Yes,
I guess.
And I mean, I don't want to also find myself in the position where I am an artist. I am what I ever wanted to become, and here I am, being good at who I am and what I do. Yep. Because then this is where you stop learning.
Yep.
And I don't want that. No. I don't want to. I want to be 90 years old on my deathbed and
still
think, there must be something else to learn right here.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's not. Yeah, otherwise you just start losing it, I think.
Of course. And you lose the drive as well to become more creative. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. What's in your camera bag if you go to an event? That's more like for you geeks out there.
The good thing with this, the Leica that I use is it's very complete. So I find myself, I used to have the previous camera I used to have 2 cameras and probably 6 lenses.
Yeah.
Zoom lenses, wide lenses, prime lenses in every focal length.
Yeah.
Now I have Leica, I basically have 3 lenses and I can do anything with it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I could go with a very wide one to sort of do certain things. But basically I have 2 cameras, one zoom lens 24-90 autofocus lens, and I have a 28mm M lens, which is for the M camera obviously, and the 50mm Similux. So that's it. I'm ready to go with this, and that's so handy,
of course.
So I have 2 cameras also, so that I have
just in case. Yeah, of course. You need that. Yes,
you need that as a professional, I think.
Of course. So Clement, you're also a Leica Academy tutor.
That's right.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, with Leica we organize some workshops where I will sort of teach how to how to see and how to document with a camera certain events. I mean, in events in general, like we talked about, backstage or weddings, events, and so showing my techniques, showing, talking about what I think of when I'm at work.
Okay.
And going through these things,
Right. Do you go through like basically step by step in the workshop? Kind
of. A little bit, yeah. I mean, there are different things. It's a little bit about what do I think of before going there? What do I do when I'm there? What I do when I'm after? Give some flash technique maybe also. I mean, it depends. It will just sort of grow as it goes. I think, but we will. Right now, this is what we do I did doing these programs, doing these workshops.
Okay.
I think if you check out on the Leica website, there would be details about these.
We'll put the link down below as well.
Can have a look. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Remember to check out his workshop. It's going to be awesome.
I'm sure. There's no doubt.
Now we're looking at the future now.
Okay.
And what do you want to do in the next few years? Now you've done like events and weddings.
Like I said, I don't want to be thinking, I've done it and I know how to do it. No, I just really feel that there will always be something to do more or better than what I'm doing now. But would I want to maybe sort of go in different direction? I hope so, and I sort of think I will.
Yeah.
But what direction yet? I sort of want to be feeling ready a little bit before going somewhere. I've always, for example, I love street photography, but I'm not a street photographer, and I discovered that when I really was forcing myself to going in the street with a camera, and realizing slowly it's painful. I don't know how to do it. I wish I knew how to do it. But that's probably a dream for the future to me. Because
so explore the street side.
Exactly, it would be one, but because I've realized I came to a realization that I actually am not ready for it. And I don't know what my path is, but where I'm at and where I've started, it was taking my time and just feeling what you were going to do, and just being comfortable into what you're doing. I know photography, I know the technicality. I want to understand what I'm photographing. So if I do an event or if I do a wedding, that's something I sort of understand. Backstage and things like this, I'm very happy to do and to go for any challenge in these areas. Something like street photography or fashion photography or portrait, it's not something I feel ready yet. But I do want to. These are the type of photography I would want to go in the future. Somehow I understand what is interesting artistically about it.
Of course.
And now there are steps, and the next step maybe would be to feel like there is something for me also. Is it something that I would be able to do?
Cool.
I would have to try, I guess, before knowing. But
of course,
it will be something I'll probably go towards.
And would you actually, because you mentioned that when you were a kid, you were doing a little bit of videoing. Would you? Is there something that you may actually explore a little bit as well?
I mean, again, maybe you never know, but I don't think so.
Tracy, you've got a competitor coming up in a few years.
I'll call you if I need some help for that, or for any details, if I'm interested in video. But I love photography. I know many photographers go and do video, learn video to sort of be able to offer both. But I really want to I'm very happy in photography, and just not something that for now I'm interested in.
Yeah. Cool. Great. So hopefully you guys will get a little bit of Clement.
Yes.
What he's like as a photographer and as a human being. So, but thank you for coming on to the show.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
And obviously, we'll probably see you more in later episodes. Hopefully, you'll come out and show us what you do with your camera and things like that.
Anytime, yes. Yeah. That would be a pleasure.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you very much.
If you like our channel, please subscribe us.
Click the link, click the subscribe, give us this. And also I'm going to put Clement's link down at the description below so you can check out his work, down there. Yep, all right.
See you soon.
Bye.